Alright, let's get this over with. CBR. What the fuck is with this list? Okay, so I'm a big fan of Seven Deadly Sins. Like, I'm like a really big fan of Seven Deadly Sins. It's my favorite anime of all time. My second favorite is Code Geass, but I absolutely love Seven Deadly Sins. I saw this list, and oh boy, it's so bad. Main reason why it's bad is because like it's a list of people who can beat Bond and like it's a list of 5 people who can beat Bond and Seven Deadly Sins and 5 who can't. But sometimes they forget about Bond's immortality and sometimes they bring it up. It's so weird. But let's go ahead and just I'll tell you my reasons for not liking this list. Could be yeah, definitely there's nobody who's gonna try to tell me that Bond couldn't like fucking clap Deanne. Like like there's no reason why anyone well, here's the thing though. I would really love for Deanne to finally get like a lot stronger because I actually quite like Deanne. But she's the weakest. Well, I say that Merlin's the weakest of the sins, followed by Deanne, and then Gother, and then Bond and King are tied. Escanor, and then Meliodas is the strongest. But Deanne's in the lower three. Not saying that she's weak or anything, but Deanne's not as strong as Bond, King. She doesn't even compare to Escanor, and Meliodas makes her look like a fucking child. Would lose to can this go either way. This is, in my opinion, the only fair inclusion on this list. Because whether you're talking about anime immortal Bond or post purgatory Bond, like King stands a really good chance. And if you're talking about immortal Bond, then I guess you're gonna have to talk about like current anime semi winged King, and then uh, and then if you're talking about post purgatory Bond, you're gonna have to talk about Fairy King Harlequin, which is the full grown wings. But either way, like I always see those two at around the same strength, so that could go either way, and I really don't have a problem with this. Like I said, this is the only fair inclusion on this fucking list. Could it be Gil Thunder? It's not even a question. Gil Thunder is fodder. I'm not even gonna spend time talking about him. With Luzu, they say Chandler. They say that Chandler could beat Bond. And their biggest argument is because Chandler has full counter. So he could just full counter Fox Hunt and then just kill Bond that way. Two problems with that. Firstly, that's not how full counter works. Full counter works by countering magical attacks. Bond Snatch is a thing that just kind of happens. It's not him shooting magic at you. He's not creating a magical attack. It's more of magic is drawing things towards him. Sometimes it's your physical strength. Sometimes it's your internal organs. Sometimes it's weapons that you hold. Most times it's internal organs. They also say that Bond wouldn't be able to kill him because he's a demon, so his internal organ system is different from most people. Even though Bond has ripped out 6 of Melascula's 7 hearts, and she has like the exact same internal organ structure as Chandler, if not even more complex than Chandler, and Bond managed to kill her, and Bond managed to almost kill her with ease. The only reason why he didn't kill her is because he wanted to keep Elaine around, so he didn't kill her. But yeah, no, Chandler, like, full counter doesn't work that way, so I don't see it working in that way. Like, I don't see him being able to freaking full counter Bond's Fox Hunt, and even if it did work that way, there's still the major problem of Bond doesn't need to steal Chandler's energy directly. He can steal the energy of other things, as shown during his fight in the OVA against Meliodas, where he stole the energy of every single person outside of the perfect cube and then used it to overpower Meliodas, or as shown in his battle against Galand in Melascula, where he stole the energy of a bunch of different animals around him and then used that to overpower Galand. Well, he also stole some of Galand's energy, but he stole a bunch of energy from animals around him. and then use that to overpower Gland. So he doesn't need to directly steal energy from Chandler. And if you're talking about post-purgatory Bond, it doesn't matter if he needs to or not, because post-purgatory Bond, without using Snatched, boxed with Demon King Meliodas. So, yeah, no, if you're talking about manga post-purgatory Bond, there's nothing Chandler can do about it. And if you're talking about, like, immortal Bond, then Chandler just couldn't keep him down. He would hit him, sure, but Bond would just get back up and then and just keep on going for forever until Chandler runs out of energy and then Bond kills him. Could beat. They say that Bond can be Escanor, which makes me really funny. This is really funny for the simple reason of they say that Bond can be Escanor, but they say that he would lose to Chandler, even though in the manga, the only reason why Chandler beat Escanor is by using his darkness to block out the sun. Like, he full on just blocked out the sun. Like, he was just like, no, this guy's gonna kill me if we keep on going like this. Blocked out the sun and turned Escanor back into his small, puny form. So, there's no reason to say that Bond can be Escanor if he loses to Chandler. And I don't think he would lose to Chandler, but I also don't think that he could beat Escanor. Escanor is just too much above everyone who is below him. If you are not him and you are not stronger than him, you are too below him to even put up a fight. Like, that is how Escanor works. Fight me. It is so stupid. Why did they say that Bond would beat Escanor but lose to Chandler? We'll lose to Esterosa. No. 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 This is not true at all. And of course, I'm looking at all these fights as if it was like, to win the fight, you have to kill your opponent. Unless you're talking about Immortal Bond, then they just have to incapacitate him. And, well, here's the thing. If Bond was trying to kill Esterosa, it would have been as simple as, hey, I'll just rip out all of his hearts. Now he can't do anything about that. Like as Esterosa and Zodra said, no matter how strong a demon is, if all their hearts are destroyed, they die. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But recall, if you have read the manga, at least, Esterosa is not a demon, he is an angel. He is one of the goddess rank's highest ranking members, Mael. But it really doesn't matter whether you're talking about Esterosa of the Ten Commandments or Mael. Because if Bond goes in there with the intent to kill, he can very easily kill. Like, very easily. Like all he needs to do is be able to move one of his fingers, and that's it. Like, you can stop him from moving the rest of his body. If he can move at least one finger, you are going to get murdered by him if he wants you to die. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's not only that, he can also just sap away all of your energy and add on to his power so that you couldn't move. Like, there's so many ways how Bond can beat Esterosa, but they don't bring it up. Like they say that Bond would lose because Esterosa's commandment of love, but like, to be fair, the only reason why the commandment of love worked on Bond in the first place is because Esterosa had just killed his best friend. If you take that out of the equation, then Esterosa's commandment of love is useless. Absolutely useless. And even with the commandment of love, Esterosa still can't kill Bond. He can blow his head up as many times as he wants to, but Bond's just going to regenerate. And if you're talking about post-purgatory Bond, try again, fucker. His durability is, like, beyond. Like, it's beyond anything ever, but whatever. Could beat Matrona, not even a question. Would lose to Gother. They say Bond would lose to Gother. No. Well, yes, they were right on the fact that Fox Hunt's main ability, which is ripping the internal organs out of your opponent, that won't work against Gother because he's a doll. But remember, Bond doesn't just have Fox Hunt; he also has Hunter's Fest, which allows him to drain the physical energy out of people. And while yes, Gother is still a doll, he still has to have physical power to be able to move around, which Bond can just drain away using Hunter's Fest. And he has a bunch of other ridiculous abilities that he can use to keep the Gother from being able to beat him. And in terms of who's going to get incapacitated first, it's going to be Gother. It's going to be Gother. There's no way Bond loses in that. Like Bond is one of the most durable Fox in the entire series. Like easily one of the most durable Fox in the entire series. Like before he went to purgatory, he could get his head blasted off, and he'd get back up a couple seconds later and be like, "Yo, what happened? Oh, that was cool," and just get back up and start fighting again. After purgatory, he's tanking hits from the demon god possessing Meliodas' body, and he's walking it off. Like this is ridiculous. So yeah, no, Gother loses. Twigo. They mentioned Twigo. How dare they mention Twigo? Like how dare they mention Twigo? How dare they? I don't even want to talk about the shit fest of a beatdown Twigo would put on my man Bond. What? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's a little meme from Nux Taku. What we're talking about actually, Twigo wouldn't last more than 2 seconds against Bond. I don't even need to mention post purgatory. Beginning of the series, Bond, while he's still in prison, could like move his finger and rip Twigo's head off. It's not even close. Would lose to Derriere. Do I like Derriere? Yes, a lot. She's one of my favorite characters. She's really cool, and I actually quite enjoy Derriere. Do I think she can beat the Sin? Any of the Sins? Besides Merlin? Hell no. Hell no. Deanne overpowers her in terms of physical ability. Gother can't be killed by her, and Gother's weird abilities are strong enough, are good enough to be able to just get rid of her super easily. King would just have it wouldn't even be close against King. Bond, once again, not even close. Not even fucking close. I feel like out of the Sins. Well, if you're talking about current manga Sins, then yeah, that's how it would go. If you're talking about from the anime, then I feel like Bond could, lose. Just the simple fact that he won't lose because its immortality would just keep him up. But when we're talking about manga, without immortality, Bond just fucking claps. Bond claps. There's nothing you can say about it. And that's the fucking list. Do I like it? No, I hate this list. Why? Because they said that Chandler can beat Bond, but Escanor wouldn't. Who the fuck thinks that Chandler is stronger than Escanor?